Good morning. You're listening to the Sandspur Hour on 91.5. Scratch that. WPRK, Winter Park, Florida, which is on maybe Access 91.5 FM on the dial. Right, Amir?
Around that. As Greg mentioned, my name's Amir Sadeh.
And I'm Greg Golden. And for the next hour, we've got some news. We've got some local stuff going on in the community. In the community,
of course.
Local literary festival.
And theatrics.
At Rollins. And theatrics.
So we have a lot going on.
Yeah. You went to theatrics?
I will say theatrics. A local show will be starting in our own Fredstone Theater.
That's right.
Yes.
What about the other one?
We also have a show that's going on currently in the N.A. Russell Theater.
That's right. Lots to do at Rollins.
Lots of culture going on.
Yes. So we'll let you know how to do that culture. And you know what we're going to start with?
What are we going to start with, Greg?
Winter with the Writers.
What?
That's our literary festival. Familiar?
Yeah, I've heard about it. Maybe you want to go into more depth about it, about when it is and what it is about, and maybe even if somebody who's actually
more
in it,
knowledgeable than
us might be able to help. Do you think we can procure such a person?
Let's ask Ryan Favada. He's in the studio.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Do that culture. I like that. It's like turn culture into a verb. Winter with the Writers. We are in our third week. It's a literary festival where we bring in 5 writers over the course of 4 weeks. This week we have 2 writers. Alan Michael Parker, he's poetry and prose, and Laura Vandenberg, who's a fiction writer. So she's actually a graduate of the Hamilton Holt School. And she has a collection now called Isle of Youth right now. It's doing fantastically. So, yeah, that's what's going on this week.
Good. What's your experience been like so far with the program?
It's been fantastic. I've been fortunate enough to, this is my second year interning. Fortunate enough to do it twice. So last year was just fantastic. For any writer, it was just, it's fascinating to see these writers just as people, as like, you tend to put them up on a pedestal and see them as like these unattainable writers. And they're just like us. They're humans, and they're just. It's great being there and just being one-on-one with them and just talking, not necessarily about writing, just about stuff, just about life, and seeing them as just normal people.
What form of writing do you partake in?
I dabble between prose and poetry, so I try to keep my foot in both circles, which is maddening at times. But
and what do you feel you learned? What improved about your writing last year?
Compression. Just not overwriting. Just, getting down to what's important and cutting off what's not and getting rid of filler.
And so were you in last week's master class or coming up this week?
I am I'm in the, each intern can submit to 2 different writers over the course of the festival. So I submitted to Charles Simic, who's a poet here the first week, and Laura Vandenberg. So I didn't have a piece in the Cronin workshop, a master class, but I did take his 1-hour course over the past weekend with him. So I got to work with him, and he's definitely an interesting guy, hilarious, one of the funniest people I've met in a while. And but he's just mastered the novel. He just has it down to a formula that it's just for anyone who, I don't write novels, but for anyone in that class that was writing a novel, it just took away so much from it. So it was a great class.
And what else was especially impressive about his reading?
His reading, he owns his characters. He just has a master of his characters, and when he reads, you can tell that he knows these characters inside out. They are alive to him. They're alive and well. Or sometimes not so well, and they're just, he owns his work utterly and completely. He knows what he's doing. He refers to his novels as just the ideas of plot points and holding it up like scaffolding, and he can just tell he just knows his work. He has complete and utter confidence in his work, so that's very palpable.
Very cool. And when are the events this week?
The events this week are Thursday, There, Alan Michael Parker will be doing his master class at 3:30 West Park Plaza, which is right next to Ethos, from 2 to 3:30. And Laura Vandenberg will be doing her master class at 4 to 5:30 in Bush Auditorium. And the reading from both will be at 7:30 in Bush on Thursday.
Great. And what else does the audience have to look forward to for the rest of the festival?
Next week is Madison Smart Bell, who writes a lot of. He just seems to shoot out a novel every year, but he does a lot of historical fiction, and he actually was one of Justin Cronin's first teachers, which is interesting enough, at Iowa. So I heard a lot about Madison Bell from Cronin himself. So he has a great book on narrative design too. So he will be concluding the festival next week. Very cool.
And anything else you want our fair listeners to know about?
Just come out to the reading, come out to the master class if you have.
If you'd like,
yeah. Now go. But yeah, if you have any, if you write or whatever, these master classes you'll come away with some sort of richer understanding of the craft. So I suggest it.
Good. All right, and we thank you for coming in and hope for a great rest of the literary season.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. We'll get into a little bit of music, and we'll be right back.